Good morning, everyone. This is Shiva from Soundbox Irrigation Design Services. Today, we are going to discuss about what is master wall and how it will be beneficial to the irrigation system. So, hope you will enjoy this topic. And I'm going to explain this uh, concept with the help of an irrigation design, which is done by Soundbox Irrigation team. So, if you have any doubts, you can ask me anytime. So, thank you for joining today. So, let's get into the topic. So, if you see here, we have water meter here, we have gate valve here, we have backflow perimeter here, we have master valve here, we have flow sensor here. So this is the one we are going to talk about, and we will going to discuss about the importance of master valve. So as you see here, master valve is used along with the flow sensor. So what is master valve actually? It is nothing but it is exactly similar to the station valves. What is it exactly similar to the station valves? I hope you have raised the same question in your mind. So yeah, this is the same question has raised to me as well when I joined the Soundbox irrigation team. So after that, I came to know the importance of master valves. Okay, so I'm going to give you the few conditions here where the master valve will be very helpful. So it would be better if I find some manifold valves where it is. Yeah, it's here. So I'm going to explain this with the help of these three valves. Let me zoom it a little bit. Thank you. Okay. So if you see here, this is station 4, this is station 5, this is station 6. The flow for the station 4 is 7.5 and the flow for the station 5 is 8.94 and the flow for the station 6 is 37.8. So when we are installing the flow sensor to the controller, we are just recording these data, flow data into them, flow sensor, because they are actually what they are doing is they're just measuring the amount of flow in the irrigation system for the each zone. So flow sensor usually comes to know that how much flow needed for the each zone. So if it records more than that, then it will send the signal to the controller that okay, some zone has recording more than this. If we say for flow for the fourth zone is 7.5, if it records more than that, then the flow sensor will send the uh, signal to the irrigation controller. So let's okay. I'm going to give you a few conditions here. A condition in the sense I'm going to give you a situation, some situation. So let's say if the controller sends the signal to the fourth station to switch on. So once it switch on, then the water will come pass through this area, through this pipeline, and it will irrigate this bubbler area. So the flow for the fourth station is 7.5, as I said earlier. So once it finishes the irrigation for the station 4, it will send the signal to the station 5 and it will irrigate the station 5. So the flow for the station 5 is 8.94 and then it will come to the station 6 and then it will come to the station 7. So eventually it will irrigate each area. Let's say if this valve is not working properly, let's say if the controller sends the signal to the zone 4. So once it sends the signal to the zone 4, it will open. Then the water will get passed through this pipe. So one again after irrigation is done, then the controller will send the signal to close this valve, which means it will cut off the electricity to this valve. So if the valve has damage, so that it will not get closed, but controller will not be able to know that the valve gets damaged or anything. So what will happen to here is so the controller will eventually send the signal to the next zone, fifth zone. So the flow for the fifth zone is 8.94, but this valve is not closed. Fourth station is not closed because the valve gets damaged. So water will also go here. Water will also go here. So the flow sensor comes to know that okay, this flow value of fifth is 8.54, 8.94 only. But what happened here? 7.5 is also flowing here. So the flow sensor records this data. Okay, then flow sensor knows that okay, some problem has occurred in fifth zone. It's not with the fourth zone. So it will send the signal to the controller to stop the irrigation for the fifth zone. Okay, it will stop the irrigation and then it will send the signal again to the sixth zone because it has some false data in fifth zone. Again, the controller will send the signal to the sixth zone. In the sixth zone, the value for the sixth zone is 37.8. But as I said earlier, this valve is damaged, so the water is flowing to this area as well. So water is flowing to 37.8 and 7 and for the fourth zone water flow is flowing to 7.5 as well. So we know this what flow sensor is recording more than the 37.8 because fourth zone is also flowing. So the flow sensor again sends the signal to the controller to stop the irrigation for sixth station. Again it will pass through the next zone, seventh zone. Same will happen because this is not rectified yet, because we are not going to rectify it because irrigation is done at the night time. So what will happen in the sense, okay, for every station flow sensor is giving the false data. So what controller receives the false data from the flow sensor. So controller what will do, it will immediately send the signal to the master valve. Will immediately send the signal to the master valve to shut this irrigation, to shut off the irrigation. So this is why the master valve is very helpful. So I hope you have got some useful information of master valve. I hope you understand. If you don't understand, you can ask me anytime. So this is why the controller send the signal to the master valve. Why it send the signal to the master valve to close this? Because every station shows records false value than the required one, so that the controller send the signal to the master valve to shut off the irrigation. Okay, then I will give you one more condition. Let's say if main line has damage, the water has leaking from this area. Just assume this. So when the water is leaking and flow is water is getting flow through this, okay, then okay, for example if you say at 7 p.m. there should not be any flow because I'm just saying at the 7 p.m. there should not be, there is no irrigation time. So but what's happening here, water is flowing at the 7 p.m. Then flow sensor records the data, but this is not the irrigation line, there should not be any flow in this time, but what water has been leaking from this. So which means there should be some damage has occurred in main line. So immediately the controller sent the signal to the master valve to the uh, uh, master valve, and it will close this. So master valve will be very useful in this place. So and yeah, but one thing is master valve is always closed when the irrigation is not, when the time is not for irrigation. So I hope you have learned something about this. But when we are using master pump when we are using pump, we don't need master valve because controllers sends the signal to the pump to shut off. So we don't need master valve in that conditions, but flow sensor is needed. So basically this flow sensor and master valve is very useful to conserve the water. So this is what we are saying, that smart irrigation, it always maintains conserve the water. So if you save the water, you will save a lot of bill for the uh, water, what uh, lot of dollars for the water bill. So if you have any doubts, again, if you have any doubts regarding this master valve and flow sensor, you can ask me anytime. So thank you for joining today. So we will meet again in a new topic. Thank you. Bye bye.